all, he had the right mental attitude. Look at that face. His very enthusiasm caused people to buy. And what did they buy? They usually bought a laxative for $1 a bottle that was of no more benefit than 2 bits worth of good old castor oil. He sold a product without merit, but still he sold it. Today, our products have merit. We don't have to sell 2 bits worth for $1, and we don't bellow our lungs out to sell it. But that mental attitude is the same old story.
It's tempting to want to go straight to a conclusion of buy this or that software. Just download the app, punch in a task, and it will spit out a custom game that engages the kids. Let's leave that for the Jetsons' world of tomorrow. I don't like to give out shopping lists for software for several reasons. One is I have no commercial interest. I'm a customer just like you. Secondly, these things change. New products appear quicker than we could review them. Sometimes great software becomes bloated out with new versions so that the things that made it great in the early versions get lost in more complexity. And finally, going back over this course, the answer should be obvious. Start with your traditional materials. If you're teaching a subject, you presumably already have written quizzes, tests, and exams. You may have project assignments. These are your gamelets. If they work well already, why change them? Why even bother making electronic versions if they do all right with paper and pencil versions? If we look at the multimedia game hierarchy again, my suggestion is to start at the top. Use what you have. To bring in computer games would be to start at the end of the hierarchy. But to make your own custom game to cover your own learning sequence, you need to start with the simplest, most direct materials. Next down the list are simple graphic or audio clues. The popular adult parlor game series How to Host a Murder Mystery used audio tapes. These started in the 1980s and are still going strong. People dress in period costumes and attend a sort of dinner party. The mystery murder board games in the shops started with cassette tapes. An audio file played at a candlelit dinner table with costumed guests has plenty of magic. A movie or video game version might actually detract from the atmosphere. Even just reading it aloud from a script could do nicely to set the mood.
Poison glass could mean suicide. An overdose of sedative might have been an accident. But this instrument, which you saw me remove from the back of the third victim, means only one thing: murder.
Or an act of God.
My dear lady, in my experience of ill-doing, Providence leaves the work of punishment to us mortals. Evidently, Mr. Owen believes we're guilty of certain crimes which the law cannot touch, and he's appointed himself to execute justice.
That is why he has enticed us to this island.
There's no one on this island, I tell you, no one.
Dr. Armstrong.
What is it, man?
There's another little Indian figure missing.
And so, as the storm breaks around them,
move back! He's coming now!
Next, layers of complexity can be added. There's an ocean of software available to make little gamelets. So if we set the imagination soaring with a good intro, people may suspend disbelief and accept all sorts of tasks as gamelets. Look at the silly tasks people do on TV reality shows. A spreadsheet is one of the more versatile tools at our disposal for creating maths-based interactivity. PowerPoint makes quick, simple audio-visual introductions. Why go further? The art of the games master is to use levelers, incentives, chance, prizes. The mechanisms of how you do that, whether avatars, multimedia, or the humble spreadsheet or card game, are secondary to your skill in setting the scene and the challenges.